Yo, it's your boy Southside A60 back on the video. You might see this, you might not. I'm literally making this video to test my Stream Deck, see how it works. So, if you're seeing this, what's good, yo? Two, it's probably been a minute. I was fucked up. I drank too much for my birthday. I thought I was that nigga. I was not that nigga. And what else? Yeah, for like the third time if you're seeing this. What's good, yo? But anyways, alright. Today's video we got from I believe Stream Crush. Yeah. We think we know the villain of Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I think that the guy that's talking about the villain is Colton Ogburn, something like that. I'm sorry I said your name wrong, bro. But yeah, so anyways, enough chit chat. Let's get to it.
Spider-Man Brand New Day has yet to be revealed, but it is pretty clear that it is going to be Venom, and I have the receipts to prove it. Hey, welcome back to Screen Crush, I'm Colton Ogburn, and I was sitting at my desk working on yet another Doctor Doom video when I had an epiphany. Venom is the most obvious candidate to be the secret villain for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And Spider-Man No Way Home, Venom The Last Dance, and some set images from Brand New Day prove it. Let me explain. So, we know that Brand New Day picks up with Peter living his life as essentially a blank slate following the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, where no one remembers who Peter Parker is. And in many ways, Peter Parker no longer exists, and Spider-Man is really all that is left. So we're no doubt going to see Peter struggling with this new reality, maybe making some new friends, or struggling to do so, and he's trying to balance work and school and being Spider-Man. I think it's gonna.
By the way, I've been so fucked up. Dude, I haven't even smoked like that. Dude, I got so much smoke backed up. Like, I got so much. Oh, hold on. Let me not point to that. I got so much shit saved. Cause I get my smoke every day. So what I've been doing is I just been getting it every day, just been saving it. Not that y'all care, but just to let y'all know.
Be very Spider-Man 2 coded,
Deck.
especially as we are transitioning into a story for Tom Holland's Spider-Man that is now actually about an adult Spider-Man. Now, we know from Daredevil Born Again that Mayor Fisk, aka Kingpin, is cracking down on vigilantes in New York, and he has even done some trash talking of the guy in the spider costume.
Or a man who dresses in a spider outfit.
We also know that the Daredevil Born Again team, who's working on season 2 of that show, is in communication with the team that is making Spider-Man Brand New Day, so we can expect to see some crossover there. Now, Spider-Man will no doubt be affected by this new crackdown, and we are going to be seeing him cross paths with Frank Castle's Punisher, who is also on a warpath against Fisk. Now, while we are likely to see a brief conflict between Spider-Man and the Punisher and their...
Oh, by the way, it has just been announced that he's not gonna be the Punisher. He's not gonna be in Daredevil season 2, Daredevil Born Again season 2, and some other shit. I forgot what it was. But anyways, yeah, and people are like, "Oh my god, he's not gonna be in the show." Third, oh, motherfuckers, Daredevil. I mean, the Punisher was only in. Well, all right, he did have a heavy presence in the original Daredevil show on Netflix, but he wasn't in every fucking episode either. What I'm trying to say is, like, dude, you're acting like if we're not getting him in Daredevil Born Again and that's it. No, dude, we're gonna get him in his own special presentation on Disney Plus, and we're gonna see him as a main character. A main character. Did you hear that? A main character in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Relax, my guys. He's not gone. He's just not gonna be in season 2. Relax.
Dueling philosophies, they will eventually join forces to take on whoever the villain of this film ultimately is.
The Hulk.
No, I don't think it's going to be Hulk, but yes, Hulk is in the movie. I just think that the Hulk of it all will likely be resolved in the first act of the film, leaving room for the Black Suit story and Venom. Let me explain. My assumption on Hulk's role in the film is that Bruce Banner, who has tamed his inner beast, will be exploited in some way by Fisk, which will cause the Rage Hulk to return and tear up the city, and in turn that will help Fisk and the Poles, as he argues that vigilantes and superpowered people are dangerous. So while I do think that we are totally going to see Spider-Man have to fight the Hulk, I don't know that Hulk will have a huge role in the film or serve as like the main villain of the film. In fact, really, I think this is just a few things. One, they want to be able to market, hey, Hulk is in a Spider-Man movie, and if he's just in the first act, they can probably really show a lot of Hulk stuff in the trailers, which, yes, that'll get people excited. We've never seen Hulk and Spider-Man interact on the big screen, but also with them not being able to make Hulk movies, and with them having always told Hulk's story in the MCU through other films, this could serve as a good chance.
Universal. Sell the fucking rights to the Hulk back to Marvel Studios. I mean, I can say the same shit about Spider-Man, but we already know they stubborn as hell. I'm trying to say, obviously, Universal Pictures are stubborn as hell too, but we haven't heard any news or bad things about them, so I'll give them kind of leeway on the like being stubborn shit. Um, I'm like at a loss of words because I'm trying to think like, what could it be? What could it be that Universe? I mean, yeah, because he's a big character and they don't want to lose rights to that character. I'm trying to say, but like, I don't know. Like that has to be the only reason. That has to be the only reason. All right, back to the video.
To tell a piece of that story, and how the Rage Hulk will finally return, and how he will come back into play in future films such as Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. And guys, if Rage Hulk comes back after having essentially been suppressed out of existence by Bruce Banner, he is going to be pissed. So in Brand New Day, we may see Spider-Man and Punisher team up, and they may be able to beat the Hulk, albeit temporarily, and then we could see a scene like pulled directly from the comics where we see Hulk launched into space as he is too dangerous to be kept on Earth. In the comics, it was the Illuminati who does that, but in the movie, it could be maybe Mayor Fisk and like the White House who work together to make that happen, and we may even see them ship off his son and She-Hulk as well. And that could set the stage for a really cool World War Hulk movie told in like the next phase of the MCU. And you know, Spider-Man is a rare character that can appeal to so many generations because everyone has their own version of Spider-Man. I grew up with Tobey, others grew up with Andrew, Tom, or even Miles, so the character...
I was born in '02. But need to know that. But so I grew up on the Toby, but I was also young enough to also technically grow up on the Andrew Garfield. Because when those movies came out, I was 10 and 12 respectively. So yeah. So what I'm trying to say is I don't really have a favorite. If I said I have one before, I was lying on my ass. In one of my videos, I was lying if I ever did. Because I honestly do. Oh yeah, by the way, I like my backpack I got for my birthday. I got a Avengers backpack. Anyways, yeah, so I don't technically have a favorite. What I'm trying to say is, long story short, what's yours? Let me know. Back to the video.
It has this unique ability to tell new stories that also feel nostalgic. And nostalgia is a potent, comforting thing, especially when you connect memories to different scents. Like one of my favorite childhood memories was going to my grandma's house that always smelled like old treated wood and a stone fireplace. And the other day, I found a fragrance that smells exactly like that. It's called Jet Black Platinum by Michael Malul. And instead of commit file 9 black platinum papyrus, and every time I wear it, I accrue my person to try 5 890 crush 50. Enough about Hulk. I know that was a lot of Hulk for a Venom video, but Hulk's entire character, it really is a study of the teetering between your rageful side and your sympathetic side. Punisher is a character that explores those themes as well, and that is why the Punisher and the Hulk are both great auxiliary characters for this film, because Peter is about to find himself in the same predicament, especially when he is faced with the temptations of the black suit. Now, the two villains that we know for a fact are in this movie are Scorpion and Tombstone. Matt Gargan's Scorpion being played by Nacho Varga himself, who played him in Spider-Man Homecoming, and who we know has a thirst for blood when it comes to the spider.
I've got some boys on the outside who'd love to meet him. You know, take a picture, slice his throat, put his head in a dryer.
As for Tombstone, he is actually being played in live action by the same guy.
Dude, I'll never forget fucking I forgot where I was when I watched Homecoming. To be honest, I don't think I went to the theater and watched it. I think I watched it at the crib. I know it's all far from home in the theaters. Why didn't I see Homecoming? That came out 2017. I was a freshman in high school. Long story short, I was too cool for that. Anyways, but obviously you could tell I've always loved this shit. I just, man, yeah, you know how it is when you're in school, when in high school. Feel me? If it's either you into girls or you into boys. Feel me? So it's like that's what you focusing on. Feel me? Or if not, the like other high school shit. But so yeah. I already lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I remember when I heard that for the first time. This post credit scene right here. This nigga talk about some, take a picture, slice his throat. I remember watching it, and the minute this nigga said slice his throat, I was like, what the fuck? Like that energy though. I like that energy. Feel me? But dude, that shit caught me so off guard. Damn, that was so long-winded just to get to that. I'm sorry. I'm just hyped because I'm feeling better because I got a stream deck. So like, and my birthday passed. So like, sorry. Anyways, let's go. Oh, I'm already here.
Put his head in a dryer.
As for Tombstone, he is actually being played in live action by the same guy that voices him in the animated Spider-Verse films. Now, I think these two are going to be working for Mayor Fisk as a part of his metahuman task force of villains that take down vigilantes, the same task force that these crooked cops tried to recruit Punisher to in Born Again.
It'd be an honor to serve with you, Frank.
You're a bunch of clowns, you know that?
Now, we've seen Scorpion and Tombstone both work for Kingpin in the Spider-Verse films, and there's comic precedent for this as well. I also think that it's likely that J. Jonah Jameson of the Daily Bugle InfoWars-style show of the MCU, who, keep in mind, is a huge critic of superheroes and especially Spider-Man, I think that he will be in the pocket of Fisk and likely be serving as like the media arm of the Fisk administration, delivering fake news and pro-Fisk propaganda to try and convince the masses that Fisk is doing a good job. Now, in the comics, it was Jameson who hired Matt Gargan and gave him the Scorpion suit to take on Spider-Man, and I think it could be Jameson who convinces Fisk that Matt Gargan is the guy they need on the task force, and we could then see Fisk pardon Gargan and get him out of prison. But instead of being gifted with a mechanized Scorpion suit, we will learn that Jameson, the conspiracy theorist, will actually have gotten his hands on an alien weapon from Mexico that he bought online.
I know I keep pausing, but this is, dude, I love this. For my comic people, or people that know shit about the comics, because you don't have to be a comic person to know this, especially nowadays. In the comic books, long story short, the way Scorpion, pretty sure he's gonna say it, but the way Scorpion gets created is, long story short, in the comic book, literally, I forgot, I think it's like one of his first 10 issues, literally his Spider-Man's first 10 issues. J. Jonah Jameson hires Matt Gargan to hunt down Spider-Man, but he pays for an experiment for him to go through in order to be able to, to catch up to Spider-Man and be able to like chase him down and shit like that. And it goes wrong, and he turns into the Scorpion, and he stays stuck in the suit. I'm trying to say, so this sounds awesome. Even if that's the only thing they take from that, and the rest of the story is like it's brand new for the movie. It's just pieces taken from other stories, dude. If they include that. Oh, did.
This alien
Oh my god, dude, I thought I was recording without no audio. Anyways, yeah. Dude, that would be amazing. I would like it.
specimen will be the same piece of Venom symbiote left behind in the MCU in the post-credit scene of Spider-Man No Way Home.
Hey, remind me what happened there again?
Sure. So Venom Let There Be Carnage, it came out right in the midst of the big marketing push for the upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home. And in the post-credit scene for Venom Let There Be Carnage, we learn that Venom is part of a multiversal hive mind of symbiotes, making him aware of Peter Parker and Spider-Man because other Venoms know Spider-Man. And this made Eddie and Venom subject to being pulled into the MCU as a result of Doctor Strange's spell to make people forget that Peter is Spider-Man. Now, the post-credit scene, it's awesome. We see Eddie and Venom get transported into the MCU, and on the TV, they see Spider-Man.
That
It was a really dope scene that was teasing this long-awaited smackdown between Spider-Man and Venom. And we knew that No Way
Hold on, I'm
Home
gonna
was on the
pause.
way,
That shit
and
got me
they were
hyped.
bringing
I'm
in
not gonna
Lizard and Sandman and Green Goblin and Doc Ock and Electro. So it made sense that Venom would be there as the 6th member of a Sinister Six lineup to take on Spider-Man. But did that happen? No. Eddie and Venom, they aren't even in the fucking movie. They're in the post-credit scene for No Way Home, where we learn that they spent their entire time that they were in the MCU in a bar, and he's then sent back to his universe come the end of that scene.
That didn't really bother me because I didn't really care for him to be in a movie. What I'm trying to say is like he could have been in it, cool. He wasn't in it, cool. I didn't care. Whichever way it went, I didn't care. It didn't bother me as much as that he was wasted. For me, it was like, because I'm like, I don't want to say 50-50. I'm like 60-40. Like 60% I fuck with Tom Hardy's Venom, but 40% I'm like, nah, that's not. I don't get Venom from him. Like he doesn't. I don't know. He's not Eddie Brock for me. The way Tom Hardy plays him is nothing like how he is in the comic books. To me, for me, I would say probably like more stoic, more brooding. I feel like Tom Hardy's take was like manic and like bubbly and like you know what I'm trying to say, like that's not Eddie Brock from the comic books. But the reason why I say I fixed 60% I fuck with it was because one, I did like how, I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't matter, but to me I did like how Venom looked even without the spider, like the white spider symbol. And two, I did like the first movie. I did enjoy it. Is it the best? No. Is it a fun, good time? Yes. Venom 2 or Venom Let There Be Carnage, it's a little bit of a letdown. But fuck me if dude, I'm not gonna lie, in the theater that shit was awesome, especially the Carnage parts. Hold up, let me say that. Like I said, the movie was a letdown, but I did like Carnage though. But yeah, the part where he's like, I am Carnage, dude. In the theater, that shit was so loud. But that's about the most praise I could give that film. I'm trying to say. So to those who really don't fuck with Venom 2, that's one movie where I'm not only gonna say one. I'm not gonna yuck your yum or whatever the fuck I be saying. And two, I see why. But anyways.
Making it to where the whole tease from Venom 2 was teasing nothing at all. It was just a stunt to get more people to go see Venom Let There Be Carnage when they hear that there's a Spider-Man post-credit scene, and as a way to get people even more excited for No Way Home with the prospect of Venom being in it. It was pathetic, and it was typical Sony bullshit.
Has to do with Spider-Man, I think.
And then, to add insult to injury, they retconned the whole thing in Venom The Last Dance. But who cares? Venom The Last Dance is not canon to the MCU, so they can just ignore that and focus on what was actually
Real quick, I did like Venom 3 way more than Venom Let There Be Carnage though. I think it was almost up there with Venom 1, personally.
Teased in the No Way Home post-credit scene, that being a piece of Venom was left behind in the MCU. And while I love what Tom Hardy did with Venom, and they gave us this funny, loving anti-hero Venom, in order to do the black suit story justice, this left behind piece of Venom is going to have to be a meaner, more villainous offspring of the symbiote. So here's the theory. What if we see Mayor Fisk assemble his villainous task force with heavy hitters like Tombstone and Matt Gargan, and Fisk ally, fellow Spider-Man hater J. Jonah Jameson will share with Gargan the alien goo that he got his hands on through some sketchy channels, and then Gargan will bond with the symbiote, and Gargan's influence on the form his symbiote will take will be inspired by his own fondness for scorpions. I mean, dude even has a scorpion tattoo, and the same way that Carnage is able to create axes and swords and has those tentacles coming out of his back, we will see Gargan's Venom have a scorpion tail just like in the comics. And guys, I'm not just pulling this out of my you-know-where. Scorpion actor Michael Mando has been sharing a lot of social media posts with images from the comics of Venom and Scorpion. So it's totally happening, and it's brilliant. This particular version of Scorpion has been stewing for years on his hatred for Spider-Man, following Spidey dropping a car on his face in Homecoming. and his hatred and revenge that he seeks on Spider-Man perfectly parallels the story and the themes of the Black Suit story. So we'll see Frank Castle Punisher there teaching Peter about how he's dealt with grief and feelings of revenge. We'll see the Hulk wanting revenge on Banner, and maybe even setting up his revenge on Earth in future installments, and we're gonna have Gargan, who is being influenced by the symbiote, seeking revenge on Spider-Man. And that will all lay the groundwork throughout the film for when Peter ultimately takes on the Black Suit. And hey guys, while I have you, I want to remind you to check out our merch store, screencrushmerch.com, where we have lots of fun Marvel-inspired parody shirts. We've got the Bully Maguire, the Denim Venom, Nelson and Murdoch, and the Law and Order font. We've got Return of the King, and many more. Shopping our merch store, it's the best way to support the channel. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, so Peter, he's gonna learn a lot from the Punisher. He's gonna learn a lot from Hulk and Banner. He's gonna learn a lot from his encounter with Scorpion. And then, once he does beat Scorpion, he will contain the Venom suit. He'll put it like in some kind of vial, and he'll keep it stored away like somewhat safe in his apartment for the time being, because he doesn't know who he can trust. He doesn't know who he can give it to for safekeeping. Following his fight with Mayor Kingpin and having just witnessed the president go Red Hulk, Peter is understandably going to be a little weary about just handing this powerful alien suit over to the government. There's one person that he might actually trust to hand it to, and that would be Nick Fury, and we could get like a fun callback to Spider-Man Far From Home where Peter ghosted Nick Fury's call. Well, we could see Peter try to call Nick Fury, but Fury ghosts his call because he doesn't know who Peter Parker is anymore. And then guys, this is where it gets fun. I mean, it was already fun. We're going to see Spider-Man and Punisher, and they're going to fight the Hulk, and we're going to see Scorpion Venom. It's all already great. But Brand New Day, we have to remember, is the final film before Avengers Doomsday. So we know that it's going to have one hell of a post-credit scene. So what if, like in Infinity War, when Peter sees the Black Order arrive in New York, what if in the post-credit scene for Brand New Day, they set up Doomsday, or maybe not even in the post-credit scene, maybe in just the final like moments of the film, we could see the Fantastic Four rocket entering the atmosphere like in Thunderbolts, and we could see Peter's spider sense go off. He sees the rocket coming in, so he decides to leap into action, but just as he's about to jump out the window, he recalls the last time he went to encounter a spaceship in New York. He wound up in deep space, and it was his iron spider suit that made it possible for him to do that. But Peter doesn't have that iron spider suit anymore. He's, traditional cloth suit, no bells or whistles Spider-Man now. And after a movie of Peter likely getting his ass handed to him a few times by Hulk and Venom, and him remembering his battles with Thanos, Peter would understandably feel nostalgic for a more advanced suit. So we could have the shot of him just turning his head, looking at the closet, and then we cut to an exterior shot of the city, and we see Black Suit Spider-Man swinging through the city, and that Fantastic Four rocket in the distance coming in. Yes. And guys, Doomsday, it is our first step towards Secret Wars, and Secret Wars in the comics is when Peter gets the black suit for the first time. So it is too perfect not to do it, and it would follow up great with that No Way Home post-credit scene and actually make it to where that scene mattered. And while the black suit will totally come in handy, especially in a fight against Doctor Doom, I'm not so sure we're going to see Spidey do much fighting Doctor Doom until toward like the end of Secret Wars. I could see Peter with the influence of the black suit and Doctor Doom looking like his old mentor, Tony Stark. That could result in Peter becoming sympathetic to Doom's argument for how to save the multiverse. And we could see Black Suit Spider-Man temporarily join Team Doom. But hey, those are just my thoughts and theories. I would love to hear yours down in the comments below. And don't forget to get 55% off your first month at...
Alright, yeah. Let me know what y'all think. I think that was a dope theory. I like that theory. Remember, these are all theories. These people are not saying that this is for a fact what's gonna happen. So people who are being like, oh, this dude's just making shit up. Oh, like, what the fuck? Doesn't even make sense. Dude, these are theories. I'm trying to say, so just have some fun. Like, it's okay to just wander off and be like, it'll be dope if this happens. It'll be dope if this person shows up. Like, come on, that's just fun. That's just fun. Enjoy it. Don't think too much into it. I'm trying to say, if you're gonna think too much into it, think too much into it as like in a theory. Feel me? But anyways, if you're seeing this, it's because I posted it. But yeah. So also, I might. All right. So I had this mic for about a week now, and I already made like 3 videos with it. So I might post this one first, and then I might post the other ones, because with the other ones, I had just got my mic, but hopefully I don't fuck this shit up. I didn't have my stream deck. Feel me? And so, if my videos after this are more weird, by weird I mean like, okay, no, not weird, all over the place, is because I didn't have my stream deck. And if I'm talking about my mic a lot as if I just got it, it's because those videos are older than this one. So, but I think I might post this one, cause I don't know, I think I fucked with it. Anyways, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Y'all fuck with this theory? I fuck with it. I know this is just a small part in this whole theory, but I did like the part where it would be dope if J. Jonah Jameson hires Matt Gargan to hunt down Spider-Man, and he, like the comic books, pays for an experiment for Matt Gargan to go through. He becomes a Scorpion, and then with the added bonus on top that he might get the Venom symbiote. Oh, dude, that'd be fire. That'd be fire. But anyways, let me know what y'all think. Do y'all like this style? Do y'all like this setup better? Your boy got a mic now. Your boy got a stream deck. Feel me? To switch scenes and shit. Like that, I don't have to be clicking and shit. And you can't tell, but or probably could, but I got a tripod now. I'm not using books anymore to hold my phone up. Yay. Okay, there we go. Sorry if that blew your eardrums. But alright. Let me know what y'all think. And like always, like, comment, subscribe. And once again, like always, deuces.